Hello and hey everyone, hey, how's it going? Alright, hope you're having a nice Saturday, alright. How you all doing today? Okay. So in time. Yeah, I've already been doing quite a bit of work, so I already did quite a little bit this morning. I reworked the design a little bit, so I already did quite a lot of stuff. Yeah. Honestly, I had a little bit of trouble with the design that I was going for, so I had to rework a bunch of things because the design that I was thinking wasn't quite working out. But yeah, so I already got like, I've got belts working, I've got the thing, I've got a different design for that, I've got the input sockets, so I can place these mining machines, I can place a bunch of belts, then I can connect those belts, connect them one by one, build them all in pieces. And there you go, they all follow the nice conveyor belts, so I can do whatever shape I want, connect them. And yeah, so I already got quite a bunch of things working, but still quite a lot of things to do. So yeah, I guess we shall see how this goes. There's that one right there, and yep. So yeah, how are you all doing? How many of you are also joining the game jam? I actually don't remember the Unity Itch Game Jam to see how many, like 2,800 joined. Okay, I wonder. Yeah, there's no way of seeing how many people are participating. No, just joined. Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, I do wonder how many people, how many of these are actually joining, are actually making games. Because 2,800, that's a massive amount. I mean, like the GMTK Game Jam that has like what, 20,000 or something like that. GMTK Game Jam. That one has 10,000 entries, but doesn't say how many people click to join. I think these are submissions, right? Yeah, I think so. So 10,000 games, but doesn't say how many join. Because yeah, I have no idea what is the percentage difference between people who join and people who actually submit something. Huh. Then because I don't know how to make games. Well, you're in the right place. So yeah, I've got lots of tutorials and courses for you to learn. So yeah, if you want to learn, you can definitely learn quite a bit. Yeah, 90% mechanics now. Okay, so that's good. That is good. Let's do the game jam since I'll go in Unite. Okay, yeah. So getting ready for 2 weeks from now. That's interesting. Yeah? Short brief summary. So yeah, it is still very much. So previously I was kind of going for a time balance. So getting positive time crystals and negative time crystals and trying to keep them at 0. But this morning I was working on that design a little bit more and I couldn't quite figure out what is the goal for the player. So like you get it at balance, then what do you do next? Technically you can just upgrade things, but there's really, it seems like a meaningless thing. You are at balance, then you intentionally get yourself out of balance to put yourself back into balance. That seems a bit of a strange design, so I wasn't a big fan of that, so I got back to the idea that we had last night, which was an interesting one, which is more round-based. So I think now, after thinking about it for quite some time, I do think this is the concept that I'm going with. So there are still positive and negative time crystals, and basically the idea is, yeah, right here. So you start off with 100 time, and time decays, and decay slowly gets stronger. So the whole thing is going to be based on, not necessarily 1 minute, but based on rounds. So it's constantly going the health amount over here. Well, now it's currently at 0. So yeah, basically this health amount over here This one is constantly counting down. Then I can gather some positive crystals and send them over there, and that is basically going to keep it from going down as much. Now right now it's going down by a massive amount, so just this amount isn't really solving it. That's kind of it. So this is kind of what defines the rounds. The health amount, the time is constantly counting down. Once it reaches 0, basically the whole thing blows up. You reset and you can build again, and in between those two runs you can buy all sorts of upgrades. So on the next run you can survive a little bit longer. And then of course you've got like blue crystals, which then increase the amount of time so you can survive a bit longer. But then you've got the red crystals, the negative crystals, and these are the ones that actually work as kind of like credits. So you basically have to gather the negative crystals in order to get credits, but negative crystals give you negative time. So if you gather too many of them without gathering enough blue crystals, basically everything is going to die very soon. So you gotta gather a bunch of blue crystals in order to survive basically the time decay, and then gather more red crystals, which are going to intensify the time decay, but give you credits. So that's kind of the rough idea. So basically we've got multiple different, multiple iterations, multiple gameplay cycles, and yeah, you're constantly trying to gather more resources to upgrade, to do better in the next run, but constantly time is constantly counting down, and in general, that's the idea. So yeah, negative time crystals are the actual currency. So you gather the positive ones to stay alive, and gather the negative ones in order to buy the upgrades between runs. Random map on every run. I'm not sure I'm going to go with the random map, because I think I have a better idea for that. But yeah, in general, so yeah, I'm going with more this idea here. So kind of like round based. Not necessarily try to build the biggest factory, but try to build a factory. Yeah, then you got long-term meta upgrades. Yep. Gather as much as possible. Try to gather as many red crystals, as many credits as possible. Don't factory stay around. No, not at least not exactly like this. I am thinking of buying basically an upgrade to unlock machines so they stay alive. So you can unlock some machines. These are going to remain between each run, and other machines, those are basically going to be destroyed and you start from scratch. So yeah, basically a bunch of upgrades, do that, and the final goal, still not sure. Either get the most amount of resources in X runs, maybe, or get the most amount of resources in just one run, so you upgrade in order to get as much as possible, or simply DK reaches a max amount and basically have to survive that amount, and if you do that, that is basically the win for the game scenario. So that's kind of the rough idea that I'm going for. So far, I've got the gathering working, I've got the conveyor belts working, I've got the time decay working, so I need to implement basically the run. So when this dies, I need to reset the entire map so you can build things again. I need to implement all the upgrades. I need to implement crafting. I need to implement all kinds of different conveyor belt things like splitting, converging, and so on. So yeah, still quite a few things, but at least I think in terms of design, I do think I've got it mostly sorted, which is a good thing because again, this is a 48-hour game jam. So in theory, usually you want to have basically your game, let's say 90% done by the end of the first day. So then on the second day, on the last day, you're basically just focusing on polish, just making it pretty. So today I'm pretty much not going to focus on visuals at all. Just going to keep using just normal cubes, just get the gameplay actually working. And then tomorrow, really focus on the visuals, really try to polish it, and hopefully everything goes according to plan. I mean, I'm not sure if it will. Game jams are always tricky. It's always tricky to try to do something in a very short amount of time, but yeah. Okay, this one. I'll make it, where's the... Isn't there? I think it's on that one. Nope. Anyways. So yeah. Enemies. So the only enemy is time, basically. Yeah. Will this be watch back well? Yep, the live stream does have a VOD, so you can go watch the yesterday's live stream, today's live stream. Yep. See, we're playing to everyone. I try. So yeah, always trying to mix between time that I spend replying and time that I spend actually working on, because if I just talk all the time, then I won't be able to actually build anything. So yeah, I can kind of do that. And yes, you can join the game jam. That's the Unity game jam right here, the 20th anniversary game jam. So yep, if you want, definitely go ahead and join that one. First game, you are my trainer. That's awesome. Yeah, best of luck with your first game. Okay, alright, so let me think about what exactly do I need to do next. So I've got those. I think I need to gather the different crystal types. I think that's the core thing, because right now they're only just gathering positive crystals, and they're gathering no matter where I place them. So I can place like a mining machine over there, and that one is gathering, even though the crystal's over there. So it should be placed there, then gather the crystal, then gather. So this one over here, this one should not be gathering because there's no crystals around there. Okay. So when I place the mining machine, I need to be able to find all the crystals around, and these are the time crystal nodes, which I did actually store them. I did actually make them. So let me go on the time miner, and do I find the closest time crystal node? Yeah, I guess so. Time crystal node, and over here let's do a private void start, and on start do a physics, do an overlap sphere in order to find everything around us. So transform that position. And for the radius, float mining radius equals something like 5f. And this will probably end up being some kind of a... Yeah, it will probably end up being some kind of a constant, because I'm going to reuse it multiple times. But anyways, this returns a collider array on these. And yep, then I cycle through. So for each collider in the collider array, for each of these, if collider dot try get component of type time crystal node, if this one succeeds, if so, then yeah, break it out of the cycle. Okay, and this one should always succeed because I'm going to implement on the building manager. I'm going to implement this. This is for the Unity Game Jam. Yep, yes it is. Over here, basically, I'm going to have some kind of private void can build, and can build. I'm basically going to try to see if I can build this one on that position. So I'm going to do a switch on the active building SO. However, next I'm trying to think, because I really just care about can build is just the, well, I mean, each of them are going to have different validations. But okay, for now, let me just focus on that. So if the active building SO equals the go in the game assets, the instance, let me get the building list SO and grab, I'm trying to build the miner. So if I am building the miner, then check if has resources nearby. So I guess that's what I need, the time machine. So, not time machine, the time miner. Yep, that's the one. So it's over here. Oh, it's a private const float mining radius. Something like 5f is actually gonna be way too big, I think. 5f, I think that's a pretty massive amount, so no. So I should probably make it something like a static thing so that I can get it. So public static, gonna return a time crystal node, get nearby time crystal node. Even though this makes sense for this code to be here or to be on the other one, I'm actually not sure. I'm actually not sure on that, but yeah. But this one, return this one, and if I can get it, then I can get it. And position, so vector 3 position, then the mining radius, position like that. Okay, so I got that one. And then over here, I can do the time crystal node equals get that one on the transform dot position. So I get that one. And then on the building manager, okay, I check if the time miner dot get nearby time crystal node, and this return, yeah, this is actually going to return a time crystal node. Time crystal node equals that one, get the nearby one nearby to the mouse position. So mouse position plane dot get the position. Okay, so I get that position, I get time crystal node. So if this one does not equal null, if it is not null, then there is a nearby time crystal node, so return true. Else, if there are none, then return false. And if I'm not building a miner, then just return true, just I can build by default. Okay, so over here, even though actually it doesn't matter, it only matters on this one, right? So yeah, actually it doesn't matter because it's over there. I'm already testing for the build, but anyways, yeah. So if I can build, if so, then yep, I'm going to build it. And if I can't, then I just won't build it. Okay, so that should be roughly okay. So this one gets the time crystal node. And then this one is, okay, so this one only works when it works. Okay, so for the time crystal prefab. So yep, so that's the thing. So this one has the time crystal node. And I guess I need a time crystal type SO. I need a scriptable object so that I can store basically the type itself instead of storing just an enum. I think an enum still helps, but still, yeah. Yeah, okay, so I do need the time crystal type. Because like this will still be working exactly the same, right? I think like this will still be working the same. Except now I can't build in nowhere. Okay, great. I can't build nowhere, but if I build around this, I can, and build around this. Yep, I can, but over here I can't. Okay. So now at least I can only build around the actual nodes. Now the big issue is... Why is that one actually... Interesting. Why is that one a bit weird? Huh. The belt vision... Yeah, belt is there, but time miner is there. Oh, did I not click on... Yeah, I probably just didn't click on the right... Okay, yeah, I just didn't click on the right position. Yeah, so obviously that is going to need the polish in order to have a nice visual, but yeah. So anyway, so right now, yep, I can't click outside. Okay, great. But both are still generating positive time crystals, which should actually be blue instead of green, but sure. So I need to replace those to be able to gather the things that are nearby. So this one should gather blue time crystals, and this one should gather red time crystals. So for that, first I need to identify the time crystal type. So instead of having just an enum, instead of that I'm going to actually create a scriptable object. So time crystal type SO. I have this one, and this one over here is not going to be a model behavior, but rather a scriptable object. I've got the create asset menu, so I can build it. Okay. And now the question is, do I still use the enum or not? Because enums are super useful. They're better than scriptable objects because they are value types, so they're better for doing like switches. But the scriptable object, this one... Okay, for now let me just do this and then I'll refactor the code to see if it needs that. So I'm going to do this. I'm also going to do the list so I can store them easily. So time crystal type list SO. So I got the actual SO, I've got the list SO, so with the create asset menu, this one's also a scriptable object. And this one over here, I've got a public list of time crystal type SO, time crystal type SO list. It's a nice generic list. And then I've got, I'm going to store here, so time crystal type SO for the, now the question is, do I call them positive, negative, or blue, red, and so on? I think I'll go with colors, and really just every color other than blue is going to be a negative, I guess. Okay, so then I can play around that later on, but yeah, for now, blue and red time crystals. Okay, so I've got those two, and let me also go onto the game assets class. So I've got a nice thing that I can access through code itself. So it's the time crystal type list SO, time crystal type list SO. So I've got that one, and then I can share source code when it's out. Probably not, because I'm using a bunch of assets. So yeah, basically it would be a lot of work to try to remove all the assets from this code base. So that would be nice, but yeah, I don't know, maybe I can put just, yeah, I don't know. I was gonna say maybe I can put just scripts, but no, because the scripts, they are using third-party assets, so yeah, sadly I don't think I can do that. That would be nice, but yeah. So time crystal type SO, and then inside I've got the SO list. Let's see, nice list right there, and then I'm going to have the two types. So I'm going to have the blue, and I'm going to have the red. And for now, that's all data they have. So the blue, put it there, the red, put it there, and the list, put it there, and the red, put it there. So now I'm basically going to refactor all of my thing, because for example, over here for the time crystal node, this one, instead of having time crystal type SO. So you store that one, you return time crystal type SO, time crystal type SO. So that is what you return. And then on time crystal type SO, over here I can store a transform for the time crystal prefab, and that is basically going to store the prefab, because I've got over here time crystal positive and negative. Okay, so it takes a time crystal script, except instead of taking, yeah, I think I'll just remove the enum itself. Then if I need, maybe I'll get it back. Okay. First time I've seen your Unity version is the same as mine. Is it? Well, I guess that depends on what videos you're watching. Because yeah, if it's an older video, then it's going to be a bit older. Yeah. in chat, type 1 if you're logged in. Are you all logged in? I don't know. How many of you are actually doing the game jam? How many of you are just working on your projects while you have this tab open? I don't know, yeah. I'll write the function, the time takes a prompt. Yep, that's basically why I don't use AI. It doesn't seem to help me. It doesn't seem to increase my programming speed at all. Basically, AI really just blocks my brain. I mean, to be fair, it's been a very long time since I've last seen it, since I've last used it. But yeah, my experience at the time was very much a negative. Basically, the AI was constantly suggesting things, and it was constantly breaking my brain, constantly stopping me. I had to think and consider, okay, is the thing that the AI wrote, is that good or bad? And most times, it was not what I wanted to do, so it was just pausing me for no benefit whatsoever. So yeah, that is why AI does not seem to benefit me at all. But yeah, that was also like over 1 year ago since I last tried it, so who knows, maybe it's better nowadays, but yeah, so far, very much prefer to just use my brain as opposed to being based on AI, so yeah. Just watching, yeah, working on my own project while watching, that's nice. Got the idea of what I'll do. Okay, nice, so yeah, go for it. I mean, definitely work fast, because time is definitely counting down. Okay, so let me recompile that. Except I can't recompile because I got errors. Yeah, so right now let me actually get rid of the enum itself. Let me refactor all the code. Get rid of this. Try to see all the errors. Refactor everything. Is it really just time machine? Is that the only one? Time crystal.get time crystal type, which should actually be time crystal type SO. So you get that one. Yeah, that's the only issue. Yeah, because this does not work, right? That's the problem. Is there a way to make this work? I don't remember if there is a way to make this work or not. I don't think there is, because scriptable objects, those are objects, they are not value types. So yeah, that's the issue with going scriptable objects. I gotta do basically a bunch of ifs as opposed to this. I mean, that still works, but it's just annoying. It would be nice to be able to use it. But, okay. So this one, if it equals this, if I got the blue one, then I'm going to heal. And if I got the red one, then I'm going to damage. Okay, so like this. Let's see, does that solve all the errors? I don't know. Can I function in a scriptable object? Yep, you can, but over here, basically I'm trying to do a switch on the type of scriptable object. So the only way that I think would be, yeah, just a bunch of ifs or just a bunch of things. Okay, there's still... Where am I still using on the time machine? But I'm on time machine. That's the issue with hot reload. It's always a... Yeah, I think those errors were gone. Yeah, those errors was gone, but it seemed like... Yeah, you can add an enum. Yep, that is what I sometimes do, but right now I'm trying to avoid that because I wouldn't want to have both the SO defining the type and the enum also defining the type. So I'm trying to avoid that, but yeah, that is what I usually do. I'm just trying to avoid that. Okay. So what is the null? So time crystal does not have... Okay, good. So far so good. So let's go over here. So I've got the time crystal. Let's make one that is literally just a time crystal. And inside you've got that. Okay, so when I spawn the time crystal, that is actually going to be on the time crystal node. So it's on this one. Let me create a prefab variant, time crystal blue and time crystal red. And I guess I'll have to modify the shape as well. It's actually good. So default one stays... Actually, default one should probably stay pink. Oh, crap. Should probably stay pink, because pink is usually the wrong color. So let's go with pink. Try to make a nice pink. So by default on time crystal, by default, let's make this guy over here. Let's make this guy pink. And then I make the time crystal blue. On this one, use the blue scribble object. And on the sphere, let's make it a nice little blue. And let's go on time crystal red. On this one, make sure it has the red scribble object. And this one, you've got the nice red material. Okay, great. So then I can go on the time crystal node positive. And this one, you are going to spawn the this positive. Right. So I gotta stop calling it positive. I gotta define. Okay, I'm going to go with the color. So I got blue and red. So that one spawns the blue, and then over here, that one has to spawn the red. And then for the SOs themselves, let me start. So the time crystal red prefab, and then for the blue, time crystal blue prefab like that. Okay, great. So now when I go and I mine, where's my when I mine on the time miner, where's my time miner? Where's my time miner. On the time miner, I've got the time crystal node. Okay, so when I spawn, I am not going to spawn this time crystal prefab. That one does not exist, no. I've got the time crystal node, and this is the one. So time crystal node, and ah crap, because I gotta go inside and grab it. Oh, it already has. Okay, yeah. So on time crystal node, let me get the SO, get the time crystal type SO. Ah crap, SO. And then grab the time crystal prefab and then spawn that one. That is going to be a transform, which is going to be the time crystal transform, not game object. Transform. Ah, transform. The transform, I instantiate it, I spawn it. Okay. So like this, I should actually be able to spawn multiple different ones. Let us see, so if I spawn this one, and this one is going to generate blue ones, okay, and I place that one, and there's actually an error. Why is there an error? Oh, never mind, that was the, because I didn't add it? No, I did add it. Oh, right, no, I didn't, yeah, I didn't add it here. Sorry, forgot that reference, okay. So let me go. Hey, Rengoku! Yeah, it is. It's a really awesome shirt, which sucks how the awesome part is on the rear end. That's one thing that I always dislike, is how shirts that have a really awesome image, but it's on the backside, which sucks because I can't see it myself. So yeah, I never quite understood that, why some t-shirts have the cool designs on the back instead of the front. I mean, I get it that there's more space to draw things, but personally, I want to see it, and I can't see it. So this shirt has a really awesome image, but I cannot see it at all, which really does suck. So yeah, that is something. Anyway, so yeah, it is working. That one is giving positives and negatives. Let me just make the decay quite a bit smaller so I can actually see if it is working as intended, which I'm pretty sure it is. Let me just get rid of a bunch of these. I don't need to have way too many of these open. So time decay per second. Let's start off on 0, time decay increase, let's put it on just 1. So it increases very slowly, okay. So with that, I should be able to see that if I start gathering some reds, it should start to go down quite fast. And on time machine, okay, I can actually see the health amount, but yeah, that one is going. And if I put a bunch more, and if I connect all of them, if I connect all of these, and there you go, that one is going down quite a bit. And now if I connect a bunch of blues, that one should now, hopefully, try to recover. And there you go, it is recovering. So yeah, I've got the reds taking it down, the blues taking it up. Okay, nice. Okay, all right. So in terms of gathering different resource types, that is definitely working. Nice. Well, thank you. Type defining it heals or damages. Yep, I could definitely make a function say, is this a positive time crystal or negative? Yep, I could do that. Yeah. Baseline doesn't override the action for each different crystal. I could do that, but yeah, personally I try to avoid as much logic on scriptable objects as possible. So yep, that is definitely possible. That is definitely doable, but yeah, for me I prefer to use them as just data containers and then put that the actual logic, put it somewhere else. But yeah, that does work. Is there a game jam link? There is, right there. Just making Kitchen Chaos game for my university project. That is awesome. Hey, yeah, that's the one with your university project. That is cool. I definitely enjoyed making that course. That was fun. Yeah. Also working on my project before I see this live. You might encourage me to learn Unity and C#. Awesome. Hey, thanks for watching. Yeah, that's cool. I'm glad my videos have helped you. That is definitely quite cool. Yeah. Nonsense yesterday, but I'm very tired. Yeah, definitely. I'm guessing I'm gonna be very tired tomorrow. Today I'm still pretty good because I just woke up a while ago, so I've only been for a small walk walking my dog. So far I'm still pretty relaxed, but yeah, I guess in a little bit, who knows? By tomorrow I'll probably be very messed up. Also, I'm slow at making games. Yeah. That's why I'm a big fan of experience, the power of experience, because the more games you make, the faster you become at making games. So yeah, I definitely would not be able to make a factory automation game like I'm attempting to do right now. I would not be able to do this when I was a beginner. But nowadays, thankfully, I am quite capable. I'm relatively fast, so I can't actually do it. Okay, so let me just clean this up. These should be variants, should not be like that. So time crystal node blue, time crystal node red. So on the default one, let me go inside, and same thing, let's make this in pink to make it invalid. Then on the blue one, this one should have the blue scribble object, and inside for the visual, let's make it in blue. And then for the time crystal node red, for this one, use the red scribble object, yep. And for the cube, make it in a nice red, okay. And then let me place them again over here on the scene. So, where's the blue one? Oh, it just showed up over there on the 0. Okay, let me get rid of both these. Let me put time crystal node blue over there, a red over there, and yeah. So yeah, but like this, the logic's already sort of, it's already working. Okay, so I've got that one. I can place my mining machine over there, mining machine over there, place that one over there, and connect with that socket, and that one starts going. And there you go, the health amount, that one stays up instead of going down. But then if I start gathering some reds, and if I start connecting those reds, then those are going to start making it go down. Then the theory is that basically it groups together all of the various crystals. And doing so, those crystals are worth the credits. Now, I still don't know if for the credits I'm going to keep different types of crystals or just merge them all into one credit shape. That is always it's always the issue. If this was a more long-term project, I would have more time to think what is the accurate answer. But since this is a game jam that has to be done very quickly, because that, yeah, I kind of have to come up with the answer very, very quickly, yeah. Good vibes to you, dude. Game jam while working on my own entry. Oh, awesome. Hey, best of luck with your own entry. Nice, yeah. Is there a game jam going on? Yes, there is. The Unity Game Jam. My business, but doesn't annoy you coding in light mode? Nope. Well, it's not a question of annoyance, it's a question of my eyes. And in dark mode, my eyes just start to bleed right away. I cannot stare at dark mode for more than 10 seconds without getting a headache. I know for some people that sounds insane because they feel the exact opposite. For them, light mode burns their eyes and dark mode is good, but for me, no. There's something about my brain, about my eyes, that I cannot focus on white letters on a dark background. That really messes up my head. So yeah, I simply cannot do it. If I were, especially if I'm right now trying to make a game in 48 hours, it would kind of be impossible to make a game if after 10 seconds I had a massive headache. So yeah, light mode it is for me. That's basically it. Super chat, thank you so much. Thank you, Ali. Thank you. Here you go. You are doing one of my favorite genres. Oh, nice. Interested in final product. Go like. Awesome. Thank you. I'm also interested in final product. Honestly, I'm very curious to see if this design will work, if this will work. But at least mechanically speaking, or programmatically speaking, in terms of that, I actually work quite nice. Yeah. Your chat is in dark mode. Yep, that is correct. But over here it doesn't bother me because I'm not having to focus way too much. Over here it's really just text, so I can really just read it. Whereas in the code itself, I have to read, I have to look at it, I have to think. So it requires quite a bit more focus. When it comes to just reading just a quick message, yeah, I got no problem. But yeah, I'm definitely not going to be staring here at chat and try to read it. Because if I do, yeah, it's gonna be messed up. Anyways, okay. So I've got this working. Now I want to handle basically the game over menu. I kind of want to sort that out so that I have basically the end screen scenario. So now let me think, how exactly do I handle that? There are basically two ways. I can basically stop and go into a different scene, some kind of game over scene, or I can keep it all on this scene. I guess I'll keep it on this scene, and then if I need to restart, I can just reload the same scene and then keep the resource amounts. Okay. But actually, first of all, let me actually store the resource amount just out of curiosity, just so I can see them. So let me make some kind of resource manager. So I've got a resource manager, and over here, very much the same thing. So public static, I'm going to need to have a nice static instance. So with the get and a private set, and then on private wide awake, the instance equals this. So I've got the resource manager, and this one is basically going to store a dictionary, right? Dictionary of the key is going to be time crystal type SO, and then an int for the amount. So time crystal type SO amount dictionary. So I've got this one right here, non-awake. Let me initialize this dictionary. And then when I'm going to add it, so public void add resource, or add time crystal. I think that's what makes more sense. And I'm going to receive a time crystal for time crystal. Okay, then I do, well, I can do a switch again. That's the issue. Time crystal, get the time crystal type as so. Actually, no, I don't need a switch at all, so I can just go into that one. And I always forget when it comes to dictionaries, do I have to initialize them or not? I think for this I don't need to initialize them, only for getting it. Yeah, I think that's the thing. So public, actually I'm gonna return the entire dictionary so I can display it in some UI element. So get this one, time crystal type amount SO dictionary. So when it comes to that one is going to add the time crystal. So if I go on the time machine, this one over here is the one that is adding the time crystal. So I add it, then I go into the resource manager. Actually, yeah, it's probably better to keep this nice and decoupled. So let me actually make a public stat. First of all, I'm only going to have a single time machine. So let's go with an instance. So I've got this one, instance equals this, and then over here I'm going to fire off an event. So public event handler, and it's going to be on time crystal added. And actually, let me make a public class on time crystal added event args, and this is an event args. And on this one, public time crystal like this. And this one is going to be of this type. So I've got this, and then over here I can invoke this event. So invoke this with a new on time crystal event args, pass in time crystal equals this time crystal. And like this, I've got it. Then on this guy over here, this one I can do a private void start. On start, I can go in the time machine, and I can listen to this event on the time machine on time crystal added. When that is added, I call add time crystal and pass in the e.timeCrystal. Okay, so that is basically going to add the time crystal, so I can spawn a bunch of them. Then I guess now I want the UI dictionary, so that is the thing that is going to be interesting. Okay, so, because yeah, the resource manager, I can put it, I can just add this one, that is going to have the resources, and now I just want to display them. So let me go on the canvas, and I'm going to create one for the resource manager UI. And on this one over here, let's see, what can I do? I guess I want to put it on the corner, but the thing is, yeah, when you're that efficient. Yeah, when it comes to doing things that I've made a billion times before, yeah, it's very easy to just make them myself as opposed to trying to have AI do it for me. So the image, and I'm going to need some kind of text, some kind of mount text mesh. And this one has some kind of amount, put it on bold. Why is the font size negative? That's strange. Width and height, that does not matter. I think quality, like in Factorio. Like quality of the machines? Why do you not unsubscribe to the event? Because there's no need to, because all these objects will be destroyed at the same time. So when that is the case, there's no need to unsubscribe. Okay, so first of all, I think I'm going to do the unperformant sort of thing. Oh, super chat, yeah, thanks so much, Ali. Thank you, super chat. Hey, Dragonlance, hey, how's it going? Been solo deving a game for over 5 years. Okay, wow, that's quite a bit. Was released in early 26. You're mentioned in the credits with Braxton TerraDev. Awesome. Hey, definitely best of luck with the game. Nice. So you've been at it for 5 years and it's out in 26. I assume you already have a Steam page working. I assume the plan is to join the February Steam Next Fest and then launch it. So go ahead, post what is the name of the game. I'm curious. Wow. 5 years is quite a journey. Definitely quite a journey. What do you think about Rider? I've heard great things about it, but I've never actually used it myself. So yeah, that's kind of the thing. Help me, I did lots of game dev previously, like 1 year ago, but I've been busy and late here, but I have no idea how to get back to game dev. I mean, you can just go back to the beginning, and right now you will hopefully have better knowledge and be able to more easily get back to where you were previously than previously. So yeah, just go ahead and .co/free courses, and I've got my Is that the link? No, that is the link. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, I've got a bunch of my free courses over here. So if you are a beginner, I recommend either over here the Kitchen Chaos course, that one is great, or the 2D beginner course. Either one of these is really great for complete beginners, depending on whether you prefer 2D or 3D. So either one of these is great. And then the C# course, that one is really great for getting you a really solid understanding of the language. Then these other ones are more advanced if you want to learn about multiplayer, about netcode, dots, and so on. But yeah, these are definitely more advanced. So for a beginner, just start with either the 3D or 2D one, then this one. And yeah, if you were doing game development by last year, then hopefully you gathered some knowledge. So hopefully nowadays you'll be able to more easily get back to that. Yeah. Making Factory can increase the quality of the machines. Oh, I'm definitely going to be doing upgrades, but yeah, there's no mech in this game, so yeah, just upgrading the machines. Yep, those are going to be some nice upgrades. Yeah, on Steam, not public yet. Oh, you definitely need to make that public. You need a nice amount of time to get a wish list. So yeah, if you have something visible, definitely go ahead and make it public. Because in early 26, so that's like what, 6 months from now. So yeah, 6 months is still a decent amount of time to get a wish list. The more the better, but yeah. Software engineer before starting game dev? Nope, not really. I never had a so-called normal job. Basically just dropped out of college, started making Flash games, then eventually those Flash games started making minimum wage, then eventually moved on to making PC Steam games, and those started making normal living wage, and then I just kept making those. So yeah, that was pretty much it. So yeah, I never had a quote-unquote normal job, pretty much. Yeah. So for a stupid tip, how do I get the curly brackets on the same line? I always forget where that is. It's somewhere over here on the options, because the options over here, they are so insane. I think it's under text editor, C#, and over here you've got code style, formatting, new lines. I think that's it. Okay, so I think it's it. Place open brace on new line for type, so you can place it over there on the same one. And for me, I like them all on the same line, so that is why I have all these text. But yeah, definitely going to the options, text editor, C#, code style, formatting, new lines, and yep, all these settings like this. Okay, so let me do a little bit. What was I doing? All right, I was creating the template, creating the container. So let me go on the container, let me put it the vertical layout group, because I want to create the nice visual over there. Put it like this, start on the upper right. And for the template, is this one, I forget if the vertical layout group, if this one actually, the size, I don't know, but yeah, so for the image, this one is eventually going to have some kind of icon with colors, and then for the amount text mesh, why is that one so tiny? Why did that one start off so tiny? Increase it by something like this, put it on the right side, down the center with no wrapping, overflow, yep, kind of like that. Okay, so that's the amount, that's the thing, so this is the template, so let me go and make the script for this, so the resource manager UI. So this one is going to listen to that, so private void start, resource manager. Actually, I don't think, yeah, I did not add that event, so I need to add that event. And I also need to make the resource manager UI single. So I can get the single script, I can attach it over there, but no, I can't compile, so that sucks. Okay. Okay, so on the single, basically on this one over here, I'm going to have a serialized field, private of type image for the image, not image conversion, just image. Side Unity engine.ui, yep. Then I've got another serialized field, private text mesh pro UGUI, text mesh. Okay, and then private void setup. And yeah, this I'm definitely going to start off by making this very inefficient, and then I'll make it quite a bit more efficient. So int amount, then image.color equals color, and then text mesh.text equals the amount.toString. Okay, so I've got that one. This one's actually going to be public. Okay, and then I've got this guy right here. So serialized field, private, transform for the container. And I got another transform for the template, and then the template, this one starts off as disable, private void awake, template, game object set active into false, and then a private void update visual. And over here, I'm going to do, first of all, get rid of everything else. So using textmesh.setText. As far as I know, those are literally exactly the same. So me personally, I really just assigned the text, but yeah, Both end up doing exactly the same, so use whichever one you prefer in the container. And if child equals the template, if so, then I'm going to skip it. And if not, then I'm going to destroy the child.gameObject. Okay, destroy those. And then I have to go resource manager instance. I need to be able, oh, okay, get it? So resource manager instance, get the time crystal amount dictionary, which is going to be this, like this. So I've got that amount, then for each time crystal type SO, time crystal type SO, in the dictionary.keys, cycle through all the keys, and then time crystal type SO amount dictionary on this time crystal type SO. That one is my amount, so I'm going to instantiate my template on the container. It's going to be the transform for the, what am I going to call it? The single transform. This one like this. And on the single transform, get component of type resource manager UI single, call the setup function, and pass in the time crystal type SO. I'm going to need to add a color over there, and then the amount, which is this one right here. So spawn it like that, do that, and just define a color over there. So public for a color. Okay, so I define the color. I spawn the color over there, and that one basically spawns it. So now I need to update this one over here, and then basically whenever that one changes. So over here, public event. Oh, Bali, tão bem. Event handler on time crystal. Oh, Bali, estou a escrever. Espera, amount changed. Ok. Se eu não consigo escrever. Ah, bebê. On time personal amount change. Então. Okay, because it's a bit hard to write with him on top of me, so yeah, that's a little bit tricky. Okay, so this dot invoke this with this event ars.empty. Okay. No, he went for a walk like 20 minutes ago, so yeah, it's just, yeah, he just, I give him a toy, he finished destroying the toy, and now, yeah, now I guess he wants some attention. Bali, não consigo escrever assim, então, assim é difícil. Resource manager, he wants to learn too, yes, he does want to learn. Update visual like this, okay. Okay, so like this, I've got the container, I got the thing, so like this, it should be sorted. Ali. Ganha no chão, vai deitar, okay? Fica aí. Send the playlist that is currently playing. Yep, that is a nice, oh, Bali. That is a nice lo-fi, this one right here, which I put always, lo-fi chill beats, DMCA free music, so yeah. This one is pretty nice. There's the link right there. Ow, Bali, então. It's gonna be difficult. Okay. What was I doing? On this one, let me drag the, okay, I need first the script. Drag the template. Drag the container. On the template, let me drag the single. Drag the image, the amount text mesh, okay. And then, I'm just missing setting it back into active. Ali, deita lá no chão, vá. Agora vai deitar bocadinho. Vai deitar, vai. Okay, this one, game object, set active back into true. His name is Bali. Okay, so let me see if I missed something. Oh, Bali. He gets very active whenever I'm on the microphone. For some reason, I don't know why. Oh, there you go. Got an error. Why is there an error? Key not found exception. Blue was not present in the dictionary. Oh, for the addition. Okay, so that's always the thing that I never quite know. But yeah, on the equals, that one is always. But actually, if I do equal, I think it's only an issue if I do. if I do plus equals, does it still... Because I always forget what are the rules for the key not found. Sometimes you can add it and it works fine. Otherwise you add it and nope, it does not work fine. So anyways, I can just do it manually. That works. So if dot has key, contains key. If it does not contain this key, does not, then basically go into this one, so this one equals 0, and then this one over here just doing a nice plus plus. Okay, that should do it. Alright, so let's see if the resources do show up on there. So gather the blue, place the blue, the color won't work, but yep, there you go, it is right there. And if I spawn this one, and if I attach this one and gather those resources, now it should gather a different one. And, oh, crap, I didn't, that's kind of the issue. I need the thing to, there you go, from down to that, and there you go. Now it does go, and there it is, right there. Okay, so now if I just add the color, where are these script objects? There you go, for the blue one. This one go nice blue, full alpha, and for the red one, you also go nice red, full alpha. So that should work, and just over here, multiple templates, I need to make them quite a bit smaller, so they really should not have that much height. Like 50, is 50 going to be enough? Oh, because it was the height, yeah, I thought it was strange, why is that one moving so much? But yeah, on spacing by about 25. Okay. Alright, so like this, now it should be working. Now it should be saying all of them, and that one should be getting destroyed. Yep, that makes sense. So I gather those, I start gathering some blue ones, and I should be able to see on the UI, nice blue crystals. There you go, I've got some blue crystals being gathered. And over here, some nice red crystals, and as I go, there you go, nice red crystals. Alright, awesome, so that is cool. That is indeed cool. So yeah, I guess maybe I will add it on the scriptable object itself, as opposed, not adding logic, but adding, I guess, oh crap, I don't want to build. No, stop building. Bool, is positive? I guess that's it. And then the int for the amount. I guess I can do it kind of like this. That way I can more easily make the different types of things. So I can do an is... Okay, yeah, I think so. And then I can go basically on the time machine. And over here, check if this one dot is positive. If it is positive, then I'm going to heal by this guy over here, dot amount. Else, if it is not positive, I'm going to basically damage by this amount. And that way I no longer need to do that switch, all those things. So yeah, I can just kind of do it like this. And yeah, that way I can more easily basically validate things. So I can go onto the blue one. Let me recompile. You are making mobile games, been 2 years. Oh, quite a bit. Haven't shared it online yet because I'm worried the company might steal my idea and release it before I finish. Any advice about that? Do not be afraid of that, because that is something that does not happen. Didn't I talk about that in a recent video? I didn't. What did I talk about? I did talk about that topic in a recent video. Now I can't remember. Where did I talk about it? Oh, I think it was on this one. Spooky Game Dev Myths, and one of the myths was indeed that. It was basically, someone stole my game idea. That is one, and the other one is don't market or your idea won't get stolen, as kind of happened with Thronefall. And basically the issue with that is that really only happens after you're already massively successful. If you have an unreleased game idea, unless you came up with something so insanely brilliant, then no, it's not going to happen. Nobody's going to unless you come up with something so insanely brilliant that for some reason looks like it is guaranteed to be a winner, then no, nobody's going to steal your idea. So if you just have a normal game idea, then no, 99.9% chance that you can post about your game idea and nobody's actually going to copy your idea until you are actually successful, like it happened over here on this example. There was a mobile ripoff of the game Thronefall, but that only happened after Thronefall was insanely successful. So if your game idea is insanely successful, then yes, afterwards you will get clones and copycats, but before you release, do not worry about sharing your idea. In fact, you should share your idea so you get more feedback on your ideas so that you know that it actually works. Because yeah, spending 2 years basically just in... spending 2 years basically just by yourself without knowing, is your idea actually good? That is a very dangerous thing. So yeah, you should definitely talk about your idea. Don't be afraid of someone stealing it, because nope, they are not going to steal it until you are actually successful. By the time you are successful, then hopefully you will have enough money, like let's say Thronefall, which made millions of dollars. At that point, you can either choose to spend a bunch of money on a bunch of lawyers to stop people from copying your idea, or just say, okay, I made millions of dollars, I'm going to be happy with that, I'm not going to be bothered about it. So that's basically it. So yeah, I'm part of this Midnight Developer Conference. Just yesterday, I went to an awesome conference, which is actually over here, DevGam Award Celebration. I was actually over there yesterday, the DevGam event, which was in the awards. Yeah, it's actually quite fun. Yeah, I was there Thursday and Friday. Thursday and Friday. Yeah, over here in Lisbon. It was quite fun. I definitely enjoyed it quite a bit. Definitely a nice event. Talked to a whole bunch of people. Lots of awesome games over there. Yeah, a bunch of these games were all over there. That was quite cool. It was quite nice to see all these. Keep Driving. This one looked quite interesting. I saw a bunch of people play this. That was definitely very interesting. Which else did I saw? I saw a trailer of Jump Space. That one looked cool. Hotel Galactic. Yeah, this one seemed quite interesting. And a bunch more. I think Awakening. This one that had gorgeous visuals. Yeah, that was definitely very, very interesting. Very visually appealing. So that was quite nice. What else did I see there? Yep, this one over here. This one apparently is a Portuguese game. I think, both of the, oh yeah, right. Best game from Portugal. So yeah, both of these, yeah, were there. Very interesting, like a chess-based, like, adventure game. This was interesting. This one over here, like, card-based action. That was so quite interesting. A nice little platformer. So yeah, it's actually quite interesting. It's something that I did not know, which is how the Portuguese game industry is actually quite a bit bigger than I thought it was. I had no idea that it was that big, but it's actually been growing like crazy. They showed a graph on the beginning of the thing. It was like start off being very tiny. Like 5 years ago, there were only like 5 studios, and now there's like 150, and basically the whole thing is growing like 50% every single year. So yeah, that was a very impressive thing because I had no idea about it. I definitely did not know about it. And Nine Kings, yeah, really awesome game, and the developer actually sent me an email before, so we met up over there, and it was super cool. Yeah, very nice guy, Brazilian guy. So yeah, it was very cool, and this game also insanely successful. Definitely very impressive. One of the biggest hits of this year. Yeah, very cool game. Yeah. So yeah, I think this event was quite cool, meeting all these people. So yeah, I do go to some developer conference sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes. I like Portugal. Yes, I do. I mean, I don't like the winter, so I definitely wish that in the winter I could go somewhere else. But at least in the summer, and for like 9 months out of the year, it's pretty fun. Just yeah, when it gets cold, that's when I really dislike. But yeah. What was I doing? Adding time crystal, adding healing. All right. I just want to verify that the red. This one is negative. This one should give -1. And the blue, this one is positive, this one should give +1. So I guess I don't even need the is positive since I get the amount either positive or negative. So actually that's just going to be needlessly confusing. So yeah, let me actually get rid of the positive and just go, if the amount is bigger than 0, then it's a heal, if not, then it's a damage. And yeah, kind of like that. So that one is +1 for the red. Let me make this one really intense, -10, just to verify that one is indeed working. Because if I go and I gather some crystals, hey, what's up? If I gather some nice blue crystals and put them there, I should be able to see. Okay, they go up, and that one is sort of holding on. Okay, and now if I gather the red crystals, this one should drop them down like crazy. Okay, it's actually oh, never mind. Right. If I'm dealing negative damage, that's actually a heal. So yeah. So yeah, damage has to be minus the amount because the amount is going to be negative. Yeah. So it's damage minus the amount, otherwise the whole thing, you deal, instead of one modify method. Yeah, you can definitely do that, but personally I like to keep more separate. Is the music loud? Is it? His music sometimes changes, but it should be around like -30, but I'll lower it a little bit. But yeah, you can definitely have either one method or two methods. Personally, I like to have two, just to make it a little bit more clear. But yeah, if you want to simplify things, sure, you can have just one. And yeah, there you go. Every time I get the crystal, it goes down by quite a bit. So yeah, that's kind of the rough idea. So you kind of get the red crystals, which are like resources, and the blue crystals, they basically just help you stay alive. So you do that, and then when you die, you should actually die. So let me actually try to handle that. Let me make some kind of game over UI. And on the game over UI, let me expand it, put it all the way up here. And actually, let me move these off to the side. So I'm going to use my nice little utility. What did I call it? Reset UI Rect Transform. Yep, there you go. Let me put that one. Just make sure these are not occupying. So just reset UI Rect Transform. And on the game over UI, same thing, put that one. That way, everything's quite a bit more nice. Okay, so on this one, let me add a nice background. And for the background, let me put it nice black. Wait, why is that invisible? Oh, because it's tiny. Like that. Okay, good. I'll put it, yeah, roughly like that. That works. Put some text saying something like out of time. Out of time. Put it on this. And I want to put it nice and visible. Hey Raj, hey, how's it going? Put it like this. I'll put it on the center, on that, with no wrapping. Put it up there, out of time, make it quite a bit bigger. So let's say something like 100. Okay, so basically out of time, and then I'm going to have some kind of reset button. Actually, this obviously should be upgrades and then the reset, but I'm really trying to think, do I go to a different scene to handle upgrades or not? Honestly, don't know. So I'm trying to think that building the upgrade tree over here on this one might be tricky. I mean, both ways are doable, so I can definitely go to a different camera, different place, or different scene. Any of those options work, but don't overcome. Well, but honestly, I'm thinking that keeping it all in one scene might be more complicated because the whole point is the game is going to reset, so I'm going to need to reload the scene in any way. So if I do that, it might actually be simpler. Just go to a different scene, handle the upgrades there, then go back into this scene, and everything is nice and reset. Yeah, okay, I think that's the easiest thing. Yeah. No, additive, no. I think additive is actually going to make it quite a bit more complex. So let me just do, so this one, so I'm going to make just a UI button. So just simple button. So what do I call it? Reset button, upgrades button. To be an incremental factory with a skill tree. Yeah, that's sort of the design that I'm going for. Sort of incremental factory game. Yeah, sort of like that. So upgrades button. So yeah, I mean, there's no point for an upgrade, but I really just want to be able to manually click on it. So let me go with that. So upgrades. Let me put it in white. Let me put it in bold. Quite a bit bigger, but not that big. And then inside for this one, put it like a dark. Put in that nice little outline. Nice little shadow. 1, 5, 5, and 10 minus 10. There you go. You got a nice little upgrades button. So let me make this window right here. So the game over UI window. Okay, so I've got this one over here. And this one, I'm going to have a serialized field, private button from Unity Engine.ui. Upgrades button. So I got this one right here. And on private void awake, upgrades button, on click, add a listener. And on click, I'm going to go scene manager, load scene, and let me go with scene 1. Okay. Okay. So then of course I just need to know when to show this. So I'm going to show this on the time machine. Okay. So time machine. So public event handler on dead. So when this one dies, that is when I want to show that. It's when I have basically game over, so listen to the undead on the health system, and when this happens, let's invoke this undead. So this event args.empty. So this one, and now I go in the time machine, the instance undead. When the time machine is dead, ah crap, I didn't reset it. When time machine is dead, when this one is dead, let me show this one. No, show. So I've got a private void show, and I've got a game object set active into true. So I show and I hide this one, right? Yeah, I think that is correct. Right? Yeah. Set active into false. So by default, I start off with it hidden. So over here on start, hide this one over there. I show it like that. Okay, so that sounds about right. So that one goes, that one shows, and now the only thing has to be. Okay, I'm going to have to. Well, if I do load another scene, then I don't have to worry about timescale. But still, just for debugging, first of all, let's do this. So basically, when I die, I should be able to see that change. So I forgot to drag the reference, so let's make sure to drag that one. So over here, oh, I forgot to drag the script. The game over UI, that one, and recompile. And let me drag the upgrades button right there. So now, if this one, well, if I start gathering a bunch of red crystals, I'm going to deal, ah crap, I didn't click on the right place. From there to there, there you go. Okay, so gather a bunch of red crystals, that one goes down, when it goes down, there you go, out of time, everything stopped, okay, nice. Then upgrades, and then it should go on to the next scene. Okay, so now let's make the other scene. So this one, by the way, it's not the simple scene, it's the game scene. And then I've got another scene, so let's create another simple scene, and this one is going to be the upgrade scene. Okay, the upgrade scene. Thanks so much, Dragon, for the super chat. Thank you. And over here, let's go on the build profiles. Let's the scene list. Let's add the upgrade scene. Put it on 1. Okay, great. And if I go on the upgrade scene, and now the question is: do I make it only UI based or world based? Trying to think of which one is easier. Because UI is usually easier, but UI is hard to then animate and polish. Or is it? I think world-based might be. I think is world-based easier. I think it is. Well, I think canvas-based is easier to set up the images, but if I'm thinking in my head that all the images are going to be the same size, and it's really just a panable infinite world, so it doesn't really care about resolutions and so on. So because that, yeah, I do think world-based might be easier. So yeah, I guess let me go with world-based, and then yeah, then if there's an issue, then I can just swap it out later on. Okay, so I guess I'll go with world-based. So world-based, what do I want? First of all, I don't want the camera to have a skybox. Let's go with a solid color. Let's go with something like a nice dark gray, something like that. Okay, and I'm going to have. So I guess what kind of upgrades do I want? Let me go back into my little whiteboard. So what upgrades? So faster mining. Okay, so I guess that's an easy upgrade to do. Battery games need combat. Implementing any. Well, basically the combat is basically fighting against time. So no, I don't think I'm going to have any like actual combat, actual enemies. So no. But okay, so I'm just going to implement just the faster mining button. I guess that's the thing. Buttons are easier in the UI, but the world. Okay, let me go with the world, and then I'll figure out what else. So, upgrade button. Got a nice little upgrade button. Can you use asset stores in Jam? Yep, you can. You can definitely use them. But you actually see those characters in the screen? Yep, I can see them. I'll lose my mind. I mean, it's nice so that I don't have to have the chat open, so I can just read it over here. It's a nice overlay on top of everything. Okay, so let me make an upgrade button. I have no idea how I'm going to handle all the upgrades, because that's a bunch of data, so I don't know. But at least for now, let's do 3D object cube, make a nice flat cube. So I guess the question is, where's the camera going to be? On the XZ? Yeah, I think so. I think put the camera on 0, 0, and on the Z, yeah, and the cube. Make it a nice little flat cube. So over there on the Z, put it 0.1. Just nice like that. Even though, because the camera that I have implemented, because yeah, I guess if I want to use my own camera system, okay, I'm thinking way too far ahead. So let me think simply. Okay, so the upgrade button, and now I gotta remember it's the eye pointer click eye pointer click handler. So I've got this one right here, and this one, let me implement this one. And I'm pretty sure just this one. I'm pretty sure this is all I need to do, right? As long as I need to have the event system. So let me create the canvas in order to automatically create the event system. So just that nice canvas, even though it's empty. So yeah, like this. I think I can click on the button. I think so. And nope, I can't, because of course it needs to have a box collider. Either a collider or collider 2D? I think just a box collider. I think just this one works. Just make sure it matches the shape. And on this one, get rid of the collider. That one does not need it. I think the event system, the music is loud, is it? It's because it's my microphone that's going, for some reason it's a bit odd, but yeah, so I've turned the music down a little bit. Click on it, and nope, I can't click on it because in the event system, this one needs to have, it's not the event system, it's on the camera. I always forget which one it is, the physics raycaster, but it's on the camera, right? I think it's on the camera. I think it's on the camera. Yeah, there you go. Now it works. Okay, so I've got clicks on a world button. All right. And now, how on earth do I handle the upgrades? Because the issue, since I'm going to have a static... because I'm going to have the upgrades on a separate scene, which means either I do some kind of serialization, saving and loading, or I do some kind of static data. I think static data is the easiest method. I really just need to worry about resetting it, but as long as I do, then it should be a pretty easy thing. So yeah, okay. Let me start to think of a nice structure for my upgrade system. How am I going to do this? Well, this one is not a model behavior. I'm going to make it a static class. Yeah, make it so for base stats and so for upgrades. Yeah. Because I'm going to want to have a lot of very different... Yep, you can use the physics raycaster. Yep, that is something, that is a very clever trick that a bunch of people don't know. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know for a very long time. So yeah, you can definitely use the eye pointer, and with this you can click on world events, on world objects, and that is actually quite nice, but yeah. Okay, so for the upgrade system, how exactly do I do this? I'm trying to think, do I store an upgrade scriptable object? Because if I do, I guess I could have each machine know of its scriptable object. I think scriptable objects do make sense, so that the map is all based on data. But so I do think upgrade scriptable objects, I do think that makes sense. And then basically the upgrade system, this one just stores a list of all the upgrades, I suppose. Yeah, it just stores a list of all the things that have already been upgraded. So this one basically just has a static list, a list of upgrade SO, and basically going to be unlocked upgrade SO list. I think that's gonna be it. So I do this, and then over here, I just need to create a nice little upgrade SO. And this one by itself, this one is going to be a scriptable object. And you got the create asset menu. So you've got this upgrade SO. And then I guess I just have the list, and then the list stores them all. Okay, so okay. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that sort of makes sense. So upgrade list SO. I've got the list, and on the list I've got each different object, and then I can basically just do a switch or just do a simple if in order to find all the objects that I'm looking for in order to see all the ones that I'm going for. So over here I've got a list of upgrade SO list. So I've got this list right here, and then I've got, for example, the upgrade SO for the minor 1 or minor 2. Use Synthi for this game. I don't know. I'm still no idea what is the visual sound that I'm going for. So yeah, right now, no idea. Okay, so for the minor 2, and I do that. Okay, all right. I think that's good. A bit of Unity, but I have no idea what you're doing. Well, doing quite a lot of things. I mean, obviously, I'm just working by myself. I'm focused more on building the game as opposed to trying to explain what I'm doing. So yeah, it's it's perfectly natural that this does not feel as understandable as normal tutorial video. Because yeah, I'm basically just speaking out loud. That is mostly it. Yeah. Plans to do streams where you try out games made by the community. I've wanted to do that many times, and I've done that a few times. But yeah, it's always it's insanely time consuming, and the videos that I've done didn't quite do well, so it is something that I would love to do, but yeah, the time consuming is very difficult. So make the game music yourself. I do not know how to make music, so nope. I do not make music at all. Try any other engine like Unreal or Godot. Nope. I'd love to try it just to see what they do differently, but nope, I have never tried either of those engines. I've only made games with Unity, Flash, and of course made a bunch of random stuff with like PHP, JavaScript, made a bunch of chat games with IRC scripting and so on. So yeah, I've made games using quite a lot of things, but never actually with something like Unreal or Godot. Nope. No, I did not. Okay, so I've got the upgrade SO, and on pointer click, I go into the upgrade system, and in there, I've got to have public static void unlock. And I'm going to unlock an upgrade. So upgrade SO, basically unlocked upgrade SO list.add, add this one right here. So this one is a list. I have to initialize this list, and then I add it onto that list. And then over here, I call unlock and pass in this upgrade SO. Okay, so that is basically going to unlock it, so that's good. So with this, I can unlock it. And then I guess I go on the time miner. So on this one right here, yeah, there you go. I've got the timer max. So on this one, first of all, this is not meant to be a serialized field. Nope, it's just a timer max. Then on awake, yeah, I guess it's on awake. So I guess like validate upgrades. Validate upgrades. That's a bit of a strange name. It's more like check for upgrades. I don't like that name, but I think it's more valid. Check for upgrades. Yeah, I think that's a more accurate name, even though I don't like it too much. But yeah, so upgrade system dot has upgrade. Basically, I'm going to make this function right here and crap. No, don't start debugging. Nope. Public static bool has upgrade and pass in the upgrade SO upgrade SO. Okay, so I got this one, basically just return if the unlocked upgrade SO list that contains this upgrade SO. If so, then that one is done. So over there, I'm going to check if I have, go into game assets, instance, and then I need to go into this guy right here in order to store a upgrade list SO, upgrade list SO. I store this guy right here so I can access it, and so I can check for the minor 2. So if it has the minor 2, if so, then I can basically set a different one. I guess that's the question is, where do I store the data? Do I store them on a different SO type? Yes or no? Okay, I gotta make sure to not go too far ahead of myself. Okay, so let's first store it here, then maybe refactor it, maybe store it somewhere else. But for now, sort it like this. And if I got that one, let's put it at 0.5. So basically it mines at double the speed. So just like this, technically the core idea for the... No, don't debug, no. So like this, the core idea should be working. So let's go folder for the... Oh crap, what did I open? I opened the undo history. Upgrade SO. Then inside, I'm going to have an upgrade SO for the, call it miner 2. So this is the upgrade SO. Then I'm going to have the upgrade SO, upgrade list SO. Put that one, so I store all those, store the miner 2, and store the miner 2. Okay, so that way I have the miner 2. That one I can unlock the miner 2, and I can do that. So I do that. Then over here, let's make a canvas, and on the canvas, what do I call it? Upgrade scene UI. Okay, something like this. Let me occupy the whole thing, and inside we're just going to have a simple button, one button, game button, game button. So let's go like this, put it roughly over here at the corner, anchor it over there, make it a nice dark button, nice outline in black, put a nice shadow. Nope, not shader controller, shadow, that one. Done 5 minus 5. 3, 3. Okay, yeah, like this. For the game button, so game, even though game doesn't make too much sense, but okay, sure. Let's say game, kind of like this, put it like this. Okay, so I've got that one. Let me make just this one right here and make a nice little behavior script for the upgrade scene UI. And on this one over here, I'm really just going to have a serialized field, private button for the Unity Engine.ui button for the game button, and then on private on awake, game button, on click, add a listener, and over here, just go on the scene manager, load scene, and load scene 0. So that is basically going to load down. Okay, good. So I just add the upgrade scene UI, recompile, and edit. What is the game going to be? It's a nice little factory automation game where you try to avoid running out of time. That is the general gist of it. Okay, so let's see if the upgrades are working. So like, for example, let's gather some red crystals. Oh, got an error somewhere. What is the... Oh, it's checking for the upgrades. Okay, checking for the upgrades. Doesn't quite work because... Oh crap, now I can't see it behind the characters. That's kind of the issue with the characters. There you go, game assets, that's what I want. Make sure to drag that one. Okay, now it should work. So if I drop the miner and I start mining, and it's gonna mine 1 per second. Okay, good, so that one is going to go down. Now when that one goes down to 0, I should see a game over. There you go, down to 0, down to 0, down to 0, and yep, there you go, nice game over. Now I go into upgrades, and now if I click on this, now in theory, I've just unlocked a better miner, and now if I go back into the game, and now if I go and I click and I unlock this one right there, and I actually click on the wrong place, and not only that, but my, my window just crashed. So anyways, click on the right place now, and nope, okay. Okay, so why did my window crash? I don't know. I don't know why this happens, because it says running out of memory, but it doesn't actually run out of memory, because I got plenty of memory. So I don't know why this happens. That is so very strange, but anyways. Why is my camera system not working? Did I disable the camera control? I didn't. So why did that one stop working? Yeah, that one is working now. Oh, never mind. That's why. Oh boy. That's the issue. Whenever you work with timescale, you always got to remember that issue. Always got to remember that issue. Where did I put that? I put it on the time machine. Where's my time machine? Time machine. Yes, basically I'm pausing time, and now on the upgrade scene UI on this one, time dot times scale equals 1f. Okay, so I think everything is working. It was just not resetting the time. Yeah. Difference between awake and start. Awake runs before start. That is basically it. Well, that is not basically it, because then you also got awake runs every single time, whereas if you spawn an object and the object is disabled, then start will not run. It will only run when the object is actually enabled. But for the most part, yeah, awake runs before start. So like this, now I click on this, now that should unlock. I should probably add a like debug message, but go back in the game, go there, spawn that one. Now that one should be spawning at double the speed. And nope, it isn't. Okay, so let's figure out why it isn't doing that. First of all, let me make sure that the click did work. So on the unlock, so debug.lock, unlocked was the upgraded, so okay. And then let me go on the time machine, not time machine, the time miner. And on this one, debug.log has upgrade. Let me do a debug.log just to make sure this reference is correct as well. Then see if that one does have the upgrade or not. Okay, so let's go put that one. Okay, but it doesn't have the upgrade. Makes sense. No, oh crap, I missed it. There you go. You gotta make that a little bit bigger. Okay, so that one is gathering red crystals. All right. Now it gets in there. Out of time. Okay, go into the upgrades. Now click on this. There you go. Unlocked. Oh, unlock nothing. Well, of course, that's the issue. Oh boy, upgrade scene on the upgrade button. Yeah, there you go. Kind of helps if I actually drag a reference over there. Otherwise, I'm not going to be unlocking anything, right? Yeah. Okay. So that is fun. So now I spawn that one. Okay, let me connect the conveyor belt from that one to that one. There you go. Okay, so I'm gathering red crystals. And the health is going down. Okay. Let's make sure that one goes down to 0. Okay, out of time. That's great. Upgrades. Now I click on it. And now I did unlock miner 2. Okay, now I go back. Hey, Danny. Hey, how's it going? Now I can spawn another one. And now it should be working at double the speed. There you go. All right. Awesome. That is cool. Whew, that is cool. All right. Also making a game, watching you make the game. Awesome. Yeah, I hope a bunch of you are also joining the game jam. That is fun. Yeah. So you have permission to use? Permission to use what? Does the game jam work? Is it okay to use other assets and stuff? It depends on the rule of the game jam, but on this one, yep. This is the Unity 20th anniversary, and yep, over here you can use assets. What are the rules? The rules into requirements, voting categories, you can join asset tools. Yeah, you can use basically any assets you want. Bali, basically any assets that you have the right to use, you can use them. Come on, okay, buddy. And hey, if you do win, you get some nice prizes. You get Unity Pro licenses, up to 5 per team, exclusive Unity swag bags. Hey, you get a bunch of awesome stuff. So yeah, if you're joining the... But remember how to win these prizes. If you intentionally want to win these prizes, you have to be using these assets, which I'm still not sure if I'm going to be using. I'm not sure. These are definitely interesting assets. But yeah, anyways, if you want to win this, yeah, also join the jam. Nice, awesome. Hey, if you want to win those, then definitely do get those. Okay, so... I got that. I got the resources. Now I'm... Okay, I'm trying to think that I need both the resources and the permanent resources. Right? Because I need both of them. I need resources per each run and the total amount of resources stored on every single run that I can then use to buy the upgrades. Okay. We continue this game. I won't work on it until the end of the game jam. Who knows if I will continue afterwards, not sure. But at least for this, yeah. Okay. So on the upgrade button, let me go make a nice little 3D text mesh. It's going to be like the cost text mesh. Let me find it, width and height, put it on 0, 0, put it on bold, like 1, 2, 3, and so on. And put it, no, not crap, put it closer to the camera like this. And then, why is this one on free aspect? Put it on 16 by 9. Put it like this, no wrapping, center, actually not center to the right. Actually, because I'm gonna have to make the cost. Yeah, it's gonna be dynamic. It's gonna be like one red and one blue, something like that. So yeah, with the cost, I'm going to have to create some kind of dynamic cost display, something like that. Okay, so that's the upgrade button. Then use the UI text. Wait, no, not that text. The world text for the title text mesh. Title text mesh, and this one's going to be like the upgrade. Read something, and then the cost for the upgrade, and then whether I have it or not. What's the theme? The theme is timeless. Here it is, timeless. Interesting theme that can be interpreted in many, many different ways. So yeah, definitely do quite a lot. Yeah. Memorize these Unity classes and how to use them. Well, I've just made a lot of games. I've spent over 10,000 hours in Unity. So yeah. But if you don't have that, then it's perfectly fine to just look up stuff all the time. That is perfectly natural. That's a perfectly valid way of doing things. So yeah, you are not it's nice to have memorized a bunch of things, but you don't have to. So if you haven't memorized a bunch of things, that is not a negative. So yeah, don't worry too much about that. Just worry about improving your skills, and yeah, over time everything becomes easier. Okay. Okay, so on this one, let me get serialized field of type text mesh pro, so title text mesh, and then the cost text mesh. Okay, then on the upgrade SO, this one public string upgrade name. Then crap, the cost is gonna be tricky. Well, it's not tricky, it's just annoying to build, but yeah. Yeah, like time crystal type SO amount. Yeah, it's going to be an array of this. So cost time crystal SO amount array. So I've got that cost. So I need to make this amount, and this amount to be a simple one. Public int time, not int, time crystal type SO, time crystal type SO, and public int amount. So I've got both of these, and over there I store that one. Okay, what else do I need to store? Yeah, I was thinking about the isn't locked, but I don't need the isn't locked because that is just over here on the upgrade button. So I got the title, I got the cost. Okay. Okay, time crystal type SO. Let me go inside this guy right here. And okay, so I got a color. So string, what do I call it? Like debug name. Trying to get just a character. Debug string, something like that. Okay, so that way I can go on the upgrade button. And over here on private void start, on start, I can do the title text mesh.text equals, go on the upgrade SO and get the upgrade name. And then for the cost text mesh.text equals upgrade SO and get debug cost string. Okay, let me make this one just a simple one. Public string, get the debug cost string. And over here, so string with cost string equals nothing, and return the cost string. So then do a for each on the time crystal type SO amount, time crystal type SO amount in the cost time crystal SO amount array on this, and then cost string plus equals time crystal SO amount dot amount plus the time crystal so amount dot DSO dot the debug string plus a little space. To that, add all those, and then get the debug cost string. So that one gets that, updates it like that. And then I check, so I need another serialized field for game object for the unlock game object. Okay. And on this one right here, so I'm going to check if the upgrade system, if this one dot has upgrade of this upgrade. So if this one is already upgraded, then the unlock game object dot set active if this one is already unlocked. If so, that one becomes like that. Okay. Then I need to make sure this one updates. So I'm going to have to trying to think, do I really keep this as static or not? Because that might deal some issues, but I guess for now I'm going to keep it as static. So on upgrade list changed, even though you can only unlock, so it's not really changed, but still. Or is that empty? Oh yeah, there's no this. No, yeah, there's no this. Static event on this event. Okay, so now on this one, I guess I'm going to go on the upgrade system. On this one, let me hook onto that one, and on this one, this is space and debug string. On what? On this one? No, yeah, it's going to have an empty space at the end, but that's okay. That doesn't bother me, just so that it's separated from the other ones. But like this, it should be fine. Thanks for making a turn-based course. Oh, awesome! I'm using it to make my own turn-based game. That is cool. All right, that is nice. Definitely great job on building that. Yeah. In the middle, learning Unity, learning from Unity free courses, like the official Unity Learn. It's been a long time since I've been through those, but yeah, those are, when I last went through them, those were very good. So yeah, definitely use the Unity free, the free Learn courses. Yep, those, I assume they're still high quality, so yeah, definitely you can use them. Okay, so when I do this, that's just this, basically just refresh the upgrade, okay. But then, since that one is static, I need to make sure to unsubscribe from that event, otherwise things are going to get all messed up. So on destroy, let's make sure to unsubscribe to that event so things don't get messed up. Okay, so anyways, like this, I should be able to unlock the upgrade. It should say what the upgrade is. And yeah. So I should be able to see it, upgrade it, go from one thing to the next, and everything should work. So let me put just the title. Let me put the context mesh and the unlocked right there. Okay, and now let me start off from the other scene, from the game scene. And first, let me gather some crystals, and then I'm going to have to create the persistent resource manager. Okay, so let's go gather that one, from that one to that one. It's going to gather some nice red crystals. There you go, it spawns them, that is cool. So you go, and they are dealing quite a lot of damage. Boom, there you go, out of time. Okay, great. And I go here, and okay, there's some, yeah, there you go, got an error right away. What is the error? Oh, because I didn't make the array. Well, that's a bit annoying. So let me go, I forgot to add the data over here on the script null object. So on the miner 2, oh, I didn't even make that one serializable, so that is why that one does not even show up in there. So let's make this nice and serializable. And for the upgrade name, so this one for the miner 2, so it's going to be, what do you call it? Ship SU made Unity without using game object. Yep, that is a very impressive game. So yeah. I mean, the original was already impressive, and then the second one that is made in 3D, that is quite insane. Yeah, I still haven't played this one. I spent a lot of time playing the original, really awesome game, but I haven't yet played this one. It looks so insanely impressive. Oh, it's in early access. I thought it was fully released, but yeah, 7,000 reviews, 97% positive. That looks just mental. That's just insane. Yeah, if you want a factory game to consume your life, then yeah, that one, that one would be great. Okay. Mining speed or miner speed, and this one, let's say that I want to cost actually two things. I want to cost 5 blue time crystals and 10 red time crystals, even though right now I'm not actually spending anything, but sure, so let's do it like this. Hey, what are you cooking? I'm making a game for the Unity Game Jam, which is a nice incremental factory game, which should be interesting. Okay, So I'm going kind of like that. So I'm running out of time. Mic volume too low, is it? Might be a little bit, because this microphone has been behaving a bit strange lately. So yeah, it might be a little bit low. Okay, so like this. Oh, right, I forgot to add the thing. But yeah, it does say minor speed, does say that one. And if I click on it, there you go. I unlock it and it shows as unlocked. And technically I can actually unlock it multiple times, which is silly, so I shouldn't be able to do that. So on the try unlock, if this one that contains, if it already contains that one, then obviously I don't want to unlock it anymore. So if this one does not yet contain, if not, then unlock it. Otherwise, yeah, just do that. So yeah. So yeah, do that. Then go back to the game, and now this one should already be working at double the speed, because I bought the upgrade anyway. So yeah, there you go. They are now working at double the speed, so now they're both going together. Quite a lot of time. Boom, there you go. Yeah, now gathered 14 and 11, so gathered a little bit more just because it was gathering more. Okay, so now I need a nice persistent manager. Hey, what texture are you using for the plane? It's, I always forget the name. It's called Gridbox something. It's free on the SSR, ssortheent.com. It's, I think it's called Graybox, Buildbox. Because I don't think I can find the Gridbox, some, is this one? Okay, I think maybe it's this one. Let me see if I can find it. Because I know that I just searched for grid and it just shows up on the package manager. In project, does it actually say? Or it doesn't say? Gridbox, yeah, there you go. Gridbox prototype materials. So is it this one? Grid prototype materials? Okay, I think that's different. Gridbox prototype materials. Okay, it is different. Yeah, so it is this one. Yeah, this is the one that I'm using. Just a bunch of colors for a bunch of things, which is nice for prototyping. So yeah, that one is nice and interesting, yeah. Okay. So basically I've got the upgrade system working. Okay, so I can edit things. That's good. All right. Oh boy, maybe I'm going a little bit too slow, even though I think I'm going decently fast. I think maybe I'm going a little bit too slow because I'm looking at the time. It's already midday 20. And basically, I don't have that much time. Okay, so I guess stop thinking about the time and actually get to work. That is probably the better thing that I can do. Look, that time crystal negative and positive. These are no longer used, so I can just clean those up. Okay, anyways, so what do I want? Well, I want to get rid of these log messages because those are working fine, so that's good. But, okay, so now I want the persistent resource manager. I can actually pretty much just double the resource manager, but it's going to be the persistent resource manager. So basically one is just for each run, and the other one is for all of them. So that's the persistent resource manager. And this one is going to be a static class. And this one is not a mono behavior, so there's no static instance. Crystal amount change. Well, technically it is going to change. So yeah, technically I've got this. These are just all very static. And I guess I'm going to have to initialize this one. So there's no wake, there's no start. You're not listening when that one changes. Nope, you just got a static add time crystal, but time crystal type SO. Time crystal type SO, time crystal type SO, and then int for the amount. Okay, if that one contains key of this time crystal type SO. If it does not contain the key, then the time crystal type SO, that one equals the amount. Actually, no, actually, I don't care about testing for the key. I'm just going to wait, no. Okay, no, yeah, okay. So it's like this, because I do want to add it, I don't want to replace it. So I want add was equals by this amount, okay. Then invoke the event, sure, like that. And then for this one, Static, get that one, and return down. Okay, good. I thought I hear myself. It's already too late. No, it's not too late. I mean, it depends on what you're trying to do. That's always a tricky thing with you're running out of time making a game. We're running out of time, yeah. Because it's always a tricky thing. It's always in Game Jam, managing scope. And I think perhaps I made the scope a tiny bit too big, but we shall see. I mean, so far I'm making good progress, just I don't know. Because basically, what I was saying in the beginning of this live stream is basically how, in a game jam, in a 48-hour game jam, usually you want to have the game 100% mechanically done by the end of the first day, by the end of the first 24 hours. So on the second day, you really just focus on polish everything. That is usually the goal. So I'm thinking by the end of today, by tonight, I need to have basically the core game all fully working, which involves building quite a lot of things. I still want to make a crafting system, want to make a crafting machine, going to have to make some kind of slider machine. Then I'm going to have to build all the various upgrades, then figure out the final goal, which that one should be relatively easy. So yeah, there's still quite a bit to do, but at the same time, I think I think there might be time to do it. So I don't know. Anyways, we shall see, I guess. So I don't know if I'm late or not late just yet. I don't know just yet. Yeah, anyways, so, okay, so let me copy the canvas, let me copy the resource manager UI, because I'm going to use basically the exact same thing. So on the upgrade scene, let me go inside the canvas, and on this one, yeah, there you go. Yeah, this one like this, except it's not the resource manager UI. Yeah, it's kind of silly that I'm going to have to... I guess it's a bit silly to end up with remaking this. But yeah, I guess it's one of those things where, yeah, technically it leads to a bunch of copy-paste code, which is usually bad, but in this case, I think it's better than trying to come up with a generic way of making this support multiple types of resource managers. Because, yeah, especially because one of them is static. So yeah, I guess I'll just go with the quick way, even though the other one would be a better way. So persistent resource manager UI. Let me make this one right here. So the persistent resource manager UI. So I've got this one and this one. No, it's on the persistent resource manager that you'll listen into that one. So persistent resource manager. And then for the upgrades, yeah, for the spawning, that is all the same thing. And for the single, so the persistent resource manager single. So the persistent resource manager single, and this one, actually this one works the same thing. So this one technically I did not need to duplicate, but yeah, so persistent resource manager, get time crystal mount, and then spawn the time crystal mount. So yeah, okay, so this one I think is correct. So let me just replace, so this is the persistent resource manager UI. I'll just replace that one with the persistent resource manager UI. Let me replace the container and the template. So that's the container, that right there is the template, and then on the template itself, persistent UI single, and you've got the image, you've got the amount text mesh, like that. Okay, good. Let me just make sure that one is being positioned correctly. And nope, it isn't. We've got a null. Why is there a null? What exactly is null? Oh, because I left the... Wait, what? Did I? I did, yeah. Get rid of the other script. And now let's see. Okay. It's a bit strange. Why is that one showing up like that? Okay, that was a bit weird. Why that one... Oh, did I not anchor it correctly? I guess I didn't. Yeah, this one's anchored down. The center node should be on the corner there. Why is it being scaled? Oh, because I messed up the scaling here. Okay, so on the canvas size, yep, that's the thing. Scale the screen size 1920 by 1080 and put it like this. Okay, so now this one should be scaled correctly. Just make sure to put it on 1:1. Now if I go there, okay, now it works. Okay, good. Just position it kind of like that. Okay, okay, so that one is good. Now I just need to make sure to add it. And how do I add it? Event handler comes by default with the event handler is a C# thing. It's not a Unity specific thing. So, where is it? Over here. Yeah, event handler. This is a normal delegate that exists inside a system. So this is a normal C# thing, not specifically a Unity thing. Okay, so now I just need to figure out how am I going to add those onto that. So I guess it's on the resource manager. On this one, public void add persistent resources. So I'm basically going to do a for each on the entire thing. Get the dictionary. Actually, yeah, I already have the dictionary, so it makes no sense to get it like this. So I get that one, and then I go into the persistent resource manager, add the type SO amount. Yeah. Add crystal type SO amount, and I'm going to add this amount right here, and by this amount right here. So this one and this one like this. That is basically going to add the persistent resources. Okay, so now when do I run this? I guess I wait for that one to be over. So technically I can go on the time machine instance on dead, listen to when the time machine dies, and over here add the persistent resources. Okay, so actually this one can stay private. Nothing else will call it, just that one. So that's it, makes it persistent. Then on the other side, I can basically see the persistent. Okay, so I think like this, it should be working. I think like this, I should have basically the persistent thing. So if I go on the game scene, it should work. So let's spawn a miner in a thing. And now spawn some conveyor belts. There you go, they are mining them one by one, mining some blues, some reds. Okay. Okay, let them go down. There you go, out of time. Okay, that one has 1110. Now as I upgrade. Okay. What happened there? Okay. Why is it saying 2178? What on earth? Okay, let's try going back into the game. Let's try doing the same thing. Let's gather just some reds. Yeah, what happened with that resource amount? Did it maybe deal damage multiple times? Is that it? Oh, there you go. Now I even got a null reference missing. Rect transform. Oh, because I forgot to remove the persistent. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, okay, so. But this one I can ignore this bug. No, I can't. Damn it. Alright. So on the resource manager UI, I need to make sure to get rid of this one on destroy, because that one is going to the persistent resource manager. That one says persistent, so I need to make sure to unsubscribe to all of these events. Okay, but I'm still not sure why that one added so many more. So let me go on the resource manager. Where's my resource manager? There it is. Yeah, I guess over here. What is this one adding? Debug now. Log persistent add time crystal type of SO plus the amount. Okay, let's see why it's adding. Yep, I definitely do go through a lot of errors. I mean, that's just a normal part of the process. You've got errors every single time. Those are normal. Okay, so that one goes. So I'm gathering, and I've got 9. And this one is running like crazy. Oh. Why are you running like crazy? Because basically it's constantly firing off the undead event. But why is it always firing off the undead event? What exactly are you doing? Oh, because Time Machine is constantly dealing damage. That's why. That's why. I guess I can maybe disable this script. I mean, that's a little bit of a hack, so I'm not a big fan of it, but at least that should help solve the problem. Because yeah, the issue basically it was talking damage. Yeah, the undead event, that one was being fired all the time, no matter what happens. Whereas now, if I go, okay. Dealing damage, and let's make sure the event only gets triggered just once. Go, die, there you go, once. Why did it add 8 though? Oh, because that one... Because it was the final one that killed it. Okay, that's a bit annoying. That's a bit annoying. That's a bit annoying. Wait, no, because this... Oh, because this damage, but then adds a time crystal. Yeah, I guess I should, first of all, fire off the event. First of all, I add the crystal, and then I either deal damage or heal. So yeah, I think this one makes more sense. And like this, it should work. But anyways, over there, yeah, it does say 8. That is correct. So if I go back into the game, and if I go and I mine some more, now I should be able to mine a whole bunch of them, like maybe 8 or 9. Go, go, go. Okay, got 9, even though that one is still... Did I not... The... But I didn't subscribe. Okay. Was because it did the hot reload thing? Was that what made it? So I'm pretty sure this one should be unsubscribing correctly. Let me actually go on the, just make testing a little bit faster. Let's go on the reds and make them give like -30 so that it's a little bit faster. And okay. So let's see if the amount is now correct. Ah, crap, I missed it. So I gotta click perfectly on it. Okay. One goes in, 2, 3, and 4, and there you go. You added 4. Okay, that's good. Now go into upgrades, and okay, I got 4. That is correct. Go back in the game, and now mine some more. And now I'm going to be mining. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, why is that one? Yeah, the Undestroyed did not run. Did I not attach this one? No, I did. For each modified collection. But here? Nope, I'm not modifying the collection here. No, the issue is over here with the event, for some reason, the Undestroy is not running. Why is this one not running? I think it's because sometimes it's the issue with hot reload. Sometimes doesn't recompound chains when it should. I'm pretty sure that's the issue because there's nothing missing there. That one should be unsubscribing, but for some reason it isn't. So if I go here and I connect that one into that one, should be all together. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There you go. Got 4. Go into the upgrades. There you go. I got 4. Go back in the game. There you go. Unsub. So yeah, it was just an error with hot reload itself. So yeah, there you go. So now I'm gathering 4. And now if I gather 4 more, then on the other menu, it should say 8. Out of time. 8. Nice. Okay, good. So now I need to spend resources to gain the upgrades. Okay. So let's get rid of that log. I don't need it anymore. And on percent also don't need it anymore. So now let's spend some resources. Well, public static bool, try spend crystal type SO. I'm not sure. Or just try spend, I guess, and then I'll have different versions because I'm going to receive basically what the upgrade SO takes. So basically an array, a cost. Try spend that cost. So bool can afford all equals true, so for each time crystal type SO time crystal type SO in the cost, cycle through the entire cost, and if the dictionary itself, dictionary on this time crystal type SO is bigger or equal to the cost on wait, that one is amount. Yeah, that one is amount. Yeah. amount. So on this one, dot time crystal type is so. If that one is bigger than the amount that I currently have, that's good. But if it's not, if it's under the amount, then can afford all equals false and break. And if can afford all, if so, then actually spin them. And if not, then I can't afford it. So return false. Over here, return true. Over here, I go on the, doing basically a cycle through all of them again. And over here, go into this one minus equals by that amount, like this. Cycle through, count it down by amount, return true, and yeah. So if I can spend it, then I'm going to basically spend it, invoke the event, and then do that. So then on the upgrade button, over here on this one, when I click, oh, it's the on pointer click, yeah. So if go on the persistent resource manager, try to spend this upgrade as so dot cost. If I can spend this cost, then do that. If I can't, then I can't. Yeah. So yeah, that should be good for storing that amount. I just need to make sure over here. Yeah, I forgot to add debug string. So this is an R, and this one is a blue. Okay. Let me, on the minor one, let's say I need 2 blues, 3 reds, 4 reds. Okay. So let's try to gather some things. And first of all, I won't be able to gather it, and then I will. So I gather 1, 2, 3, 4 reds. Go on the upgrades. I got 4 reds. I need 4 reds and 2 blues, so I shouldn't be able to click on this. And there's an error. Why is there an error? Cannot find the exception. Oh, right. Because that one does not even have it. Right, so if this one dot contains key, if it does not even contain the key, if this one does not even contain the key, or it contains the key, but the key does not have the amount, if so, then you can't afford it. So, yep. Super chat, thank you so much. Thank you, Raj. Thanks for making tutorials for us. Marketing video helped me a lot. 100, 200 visuals per day organically. Wow, awesome. That's a great amount. So yeah, congrats on that. That is awesome. Yeah, I mean, for marketing, you need to learn about marketing and then you need to actually apply it. So yeah, congrats on actually applying it and getting those results. That is cool. Nice. So yeah, great job on that. Okay, so as I click, it should fail. Click. Okay, it doesn't work. Good. Nice. That's intended. Now let me get 2 blues and 1 more red. So let me gather some blues. Okay, let me wait to gather a bit of them, then gather some reds. Okay. Gathering blues and reds, so I'm gathering a whole bunch of them. Okay, now I got 8 and 4. That's good. Now as I click, I should be able to spend. There you go, worked. Nice. It spent the amount. So, and if I click again, okay, it doesn't spend again. That's good. So I basically got those. Now I go back, and now the upgrades should be working. So I can go. I can gather these. I can gather these. And there you go. Now it is gathering much, much faster. All right, so that is good. Okay, so the upgrade system is working. The persistent resources are working. All of that is working. So all of that is looking quite nice. Even though this one apparently unlocked twice. Oh, no, I clicked on it twice, but it doesn't actually unlock twice. Or did it? Did it actually unlock twice? I don't think it did. I got 3 and 5. I didn't notice if on the second time it still got a bunch more upgrades. Okay, I got 7 and 12. Okay, so there's the issue. So as I'm clicking on it, I'm still spending. Okay, so yeah, because he already has, so he shouldn't be able to unlock it. So on point, yeah, don't try to spend. So if already has the upgrade, then don't do anything, of course. So if it has that upgrade, then return, don't do anything. If it does not, then yeah, do that. Okay, so that's working nicely. That is cool. Oh boy, okay. Working on Total Liberation. Nope, I haven't touched that one in quite a while, so nope. I would love to work on that game. Initially, the plan was to work on that game, get back to work on that game on the end of this year, which is where we are right now. But yeah, this year was very chaotic. I built a lot of things, I did a lot of stuff. So yeah, in the end, there was no time to get back to work on that. So nope, but hopefully next year I'll be able to get back to that game because that is still a very cool idea that I very much want to work on. I very much want that idea to exist. So yeah. So hopefully, yeah, hopefully next year I will be able to work on that. Okay, so I've got the upgrade system. So I start off with time decays slowly gets stronger. Okay, so I can work on all the upgrades for making the KLS and so on. So faster mining, yep, that's an easy upgrade. Faster belts and so on, yep. So I guess the question is, where do I store those upgrades? Where do I store that data? That's the tricky thing. Because yeah, right now all the data is stored here. I would like to be more data oriented, but especially if I'm making a lot of upgrades, but yeah. This is for Unity? Yep, this is Unity. Okay, but yeah, but the upgrades are definitely working. So I guess maybe I should implement the other upgrades. Anniversary Game Jam. Yep, it is for the Anniversary Game Jam. Yep. Okay, so I'm trying to think, what do I work on next? Do I work on the crafting system? Maybe. Crafting system is going to be tricky. So I've got the inputs and outputs. And I got some more. Super chat, thank you so much. Thank you. Wishlists are low, maybe streamers can rage game. I mean, wishlists, those are, hopefully if you got enough visits, hopefully those are converting into wishlists. If they're not, then perhaps that means you need to polish up your Steam page. Because yeah, the hardest part is getting visits. So if you can successfully get visits, which 100 to 200, I think those are pretty good. So if you get those, you should be able to convert. Actually, I don't know what is the name, like what is the actual number, like 10, 20%, something like that. So yeah, you should be able to get like 10, 20, 30 wish lists per day, which would be a very, very good amount. So yeah, Bali. He's probably already hungry. And I'm hungry as well. So maybe I'll do a break and then come back after lunch to try to work on this. Because yeah, the crafting machine, that is going to be a tricky one. I guess maybe I can work on the upgrades as well. 76 though. Okay, 76, that is a bit rough. Any tips? Well, the tips are definitely study about marketing, try to polish your Steam page, and contact people to try to find your game. Because yeah, 76, that is definitely very low. Really, you got 76 even though you got 100 to 200 visits organically? That seems very low. So that seems like a conversion issue. Hey, I'm doing great, thank you. Golly. Yes, he is demanding attention, yes. As I'm trying to think. Okay. Go for it. So that only wishlists really matter. Yeah, wishlists are the thing that matters. But yeah, if you can get, but the theory is your visits should be converting to wishlists. So if you can get visits on your page, you should be able to convert those into wishlists, which then is what matters. So yeah. So the question is, why are those? I mean, maybe those are converting the same amount. I actually don't know what is the conversion rate. What is the standard conversion rate from views to wishlists? So I don't know, but it seems like 100 to 200 per day. It seems like that is a decent amount. So that one leading to only 76. That one seems a bit low. So yeah, maybe something on the trailer, the description, the GIFs, whatever, maybe something like that. Okay. Okay, so I'm thinking, do I still make the Do I still make the crafting system right now, or do I go for lunch and come back after? Because he's very stressed out, and also I'm very, yeah. I mean, at least in terms of the core mechanics, they are working. I mean, the crystal is okay. Let's put it back to like -5, and the blue has like +1. And then the theory is over there. Oh, Bali, time machine. Bali, in town. Ah, baby. So the theory is over here, time decay. That one should be on like 5F, increased by 0.5. So something, Bali, something like this should be decaying quite a bit. So Bali, não, vai não, escuta não. Ok, toma pronto, vai. Espera aí, já vou. Okay, so I can spawn a bunch of blue crystals to try to keep it alive for a while, and then try to mine some red crystals. And these are degrading way too fast, so yeah, you gotta be very fast in building. Yeah, I guess this is gonna require quite a lot of balancing, but yeah. Cause yeah, okay, so this is way too. Decaying way too fast, but yeah, look at that. So I managed to gather, yeah, 29.6. That is good. And that one is no longer spending. So yeah, so basically I got miner speed, and then over there, I guess let me just go on the upgrade scene. And over here, let me actually use from my utilities, my camera controller. Do I use the 3D one or the 2D one? I think the 3D one makes sense. Just go on the main camera. Yeah, get rid of this main camera. Just keep the camera controller main camera. And on this one right here. Yeah, I guess for the upgrade button, let me flatten it out, make it point upwards. Kind of like this. And on the main camera, put it more up, rotate it more down. Kind of more like this. And the camera should be able to... Oh, the perspective is way too intense. But yeah, move like this, but yeah, the perspective, put it like 30. Okay, so I think that's good. Then I still need the thing, but yeah, so the camera on 30, that one is about right. Just move it because it's roughly over there. For the upgrade button, put it on 0, 0. For this one, put it on 0, 0. And this one looking kind of like that. So basically I got that upgrade. Then I've got a bunch more upgrades. Okay, so that's the upgrade button over there. This one's going to be like miner 2. Then I'm going to have like all the other ones. So let's say, for example, miner 3. And yeah, then I'm going to have to connect them somehow. So I guess building this is going to be tricky, because on the upgrade as so, I'm going to have a upgrade as so for the previous upgrade as so. And then basically it's going to be connected one to the other one. Yeah, because miner 3 is going to be connected to that one. Okay, but anyways, yeah, I do think, so yeah, I'm definitely going to need to dynamically set that up, but for the most part, I do think that is a rough idea. So let me just make this one, and yeah, then I guess I'll go rest my voice a little bit. So let me react that one, put the miner 3, which for now it won't have the connections limitation things, but still it should be working. So I get that one, and then I get that one, and if I go on the miner, the time miner, Thank you, Raj. Thank you. And over here, so basically I go into that one, then I go into like 0.1 if you got the -3. So yeah. I like to play this game more and more. Yeah, I hope the final version ends up a nice, fun game. So yeah, we shall see. Anyways, okay, so I definitely need the thing to not be that intense. This is definitely way too intense. Yeah, let's start off a bit slower, and then yeah, even though that was actually good enough to gather a decent amount. So yeah, let me gather. So gather some, oh crap, click on the wrong place every time. So gather some reds, gather some blues. Get the blues, try to keep it alive. The reds, try to put it like that. Okay, so let's go. I got 9 and 7, so that's enough to afford any, oh, that one, I just said minor speed. I really gotta, so minor speed 2, minor speed 3. So let me get minus speed 1. Can I not afford this? 2 blues for reds. I can. Oh, damn it. Because I put the other camera. So that is why I basically broke the upgrade scene. So let me go on the main camera and the physics raycast. Okay. Back on the game scene. And now let's go ahead, try to do that. And then, yeah. Okay, gather some blues, gather some reds. There you go. Okay. Okay, get them down. All right, out of time, that's good. Go back here. I can afford mining speed 2. Yep, I can. And I can probably afford 3 as well, but no, let's first of all do it just like this. So back here, let's gather some more. Gather some more reds, gather some more blues. And now they're gathering way too fast. Okay, the blues are trying to win. Okay, good. Back into upgrades. I've got 21, put mining speed 3, and now it should be insanely fast. So let's gather some blues, and the blues should actually be able to defeat over there. Boom, there you go. That's a massive amount. Blues going in. Now let's make the reds go in. And boom, there you go. Oh boy, that is way too intense. Boom. But yeah, got 89, got 21. That's good. Okay, so like this, the amounts are definitely working. So definitely need to play around with the values, but yeah, so I've got a nice upgrade system. I can go in the game, I can gather more resources, and yeah. Okay, so far, that is good. That is good. Whew. Tutorial on how to approach system-based development like health system. What do you mean by system-based development? I'm not sure what you mean, but I do have a tutorial on a health system, and I've got the one on, yeah, there you go. You can get my free asset, and you can see the tutorial to see how the health system works. Health system is always a fun thing. I've made so many health systems in my day. Over here, I'm reusing the one that I'm using in my toolkit asset, but yeah. So yeah, health system, that is always a fun. Okay, so I'm definitely going to rest my voice a little bit, eat something, and I will be back here on the afternoon, I guess. Oh, yeah, I definitely do need to rest my voice a little bit so I don't get messed up. I have no idea if I'm going to survive until tomorrow, until tomorrow afternoon. I don't know if that is going to work out, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, so I'm gonna take a break, and I will see you all in about 1 to 2 hours. So yeah, see you all in a little bit. Like that and like that. Okay, see you in a bit. Bye-bye.